All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Very excited to have you here today. I am Leanne Cherkowski Mockney, the director at the International House, and we're very happy to be part of Admitted Spartan Day for San Jose State. We hope that you will stick with us through this program. I think it's really special because this is an opportunity for you to meet our experts, which are the residents of the iHouse who are students at SJSU. And so it's a really awesome opportunity for you to hear what they have to say about International House. And as we get to the end, to ask questions of them. Let me start by telling you about the application process at International House. iHouse is one of 2 officially recognized options at SJSU. Our residents range in age from 18 to their early 30s. They're 1 semester and 1 year exchange students, English language students, and undergraduate and graduate degree seeking students at SJSU. We offer a 1 semester contract so that students can move out at the end of a semester if they choose to do so. Many degree-seeking students choose to live at iHouse for their entire undergraduate and graduate careers. You can find the application to live at International House on our website, www.sjsu.edu/ihouse. There's no cost to apply to live at iHouse. The essays that you write are very important. We're not concerned with English language skills. We are interested in learning about you. At iHouse, we're looking for great diversity, every aspect of diversity. Country, culture, religion, age, gender, area of study, interests and hobbies, different perspectives. Mostly, we are looking for people who really want to be living in an intercultural community. We've had residents at the iHouse who come from over 100 different countries, including the US. The essays written in your application are used not only for us to select residents, but also to match roommates. Many of our residents have never had roommates before they live at iHouse, and we frequently hear from people that they find it to be a highlight of their stay. On the website, you're going to find information on costs. It is required during fall and spring semester to have a meal plan. We have a chef in the iHouse who prepares food for our residents, and you'll hear more about that from our student panelists. The cost to live at the iHouse is comparable to living in the residence halls on campus with a meal plan. And with the low summer and winter rates we have and the fact that we're open year-round, that there are opportunities to work at the iHouse, and also that we have some scholarships, it can be even less expensive to live at iHouse than elsewhere. Now I am going to turn this over to our different participants, and as they speak, they can introduce themselves. First, I would like to introduce you to Paul. Paul, can you tell what it's like living at the iHouse?
Yes. Hi, so my name is Paul, and I'm originally from the Philippines and one of the RAs here at the iHouse. And before moving here, I used to live back home with my parents, and I was an only child. So my living situation was very solitary. When I moved here, I found that I enjoyed living with other people. And the iHouse has a strong sense of community in a sense that everyone will belong somewhere. And that's one thing that I really like and I would really miss living here.
Yes, so there are tons of opportunities for students to work here at iHouse. We have office aides, we have kitchen aides, we have all-around aides who help us maintain our property and keeping it beautiful and useful for residents. We also have chances for students to join in as residential advisors, alternate residential advisors, head residents. So there's many different ways to get involved depending on what your experience level is, what point you are in your journey as a student with us. And the great part is that your commute is just walking downstairs. So whatever your skill level, whatever your comfort level is, we're here to enable you to take these opportunities. And it's a great way to get even more involved here at the house.
Thank you, Matthew, for telling us about the opportunities to work at the house. And I'm not sure if it was clear earlier if I was muted or not, but I wanted to say that was Matthew, who's the Assistant Director at International House. Abraham, can you please tell us about the computer and network facilities at the International House? And please introduce yourself.
I'm Abraham. I'm a grad student. I'm doing software engineering. And this is my first semester at the iHouse. And to talk about the facilities we have in terms of computers and networks, first of all, we're connected to the SJSU network. So in terms of your speed needs, you're never going to be, you're never going to find it lacking because it's really fast, it's reliable, and you get about 150 Mbps when you do a speed test. That's just in terms of the network. Other than that, we have a computer room, which is equipped with both Windows PCs and Macs. And we also have a computer that is built for gaming with a 144 hertz monitor. And it's a pretty beefy PC, and you'll find that it's useful for most gaming. And we also have a laser printer. We have a 3D printer. We just got that. It's people are starting to use it, and it's really cool. And other than that, we also have a Nintendo Switch in the living room, and it's one of the most popular things here in the iHouse. And yeah, other than that, it's like pretty much all of your computer needs are met by the computer room, and your network will always be reliable. Yeah.
Thank you, Abraham. Let's see. Why don't we hear next from Lola? Lola, can you please talk to us about safety at the iHouse and in the surrounding area?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Lola. Here at the iHouse, I would say it is pretty safe. We are about 5 minutes from campus. So I personally haven't had any issues going to class or coming home late at night. I will say that here at the house, we do recommend that everyone has the buddy system. They go with somebody if they leave the house late at night. We do also use the rideshare service that UPD offers, as well as we do let our students know, our residents know about the UPD number, any of those hotline resources. We do have access to those numbers.
Thank you, Lola. And Harkirat, tell us about curfews at the iHouse, if there are any quiet hours, guests.
Hello everyone. I'm Harkirat, and I'm an RA in the International House, and I've been staying in the International House since 2020. And I would say that the International House, we usually have a quiet hours after 10 p.m. on weekdays and after 12 p.m. On weekends. And I would say that it's a very interesting experience, because coming from a home where, I didn't have that much of freedom in terms of time, it made me feel like a more independent person, because I was always just responsible for my schedule. And there's no curfew. You can come back home whatever time you want. There's no rules such as what time you have to sleep. You can stay awake the whole night, or you can go to bed at 4 a.m. You can come home at 4 a.m., whatever. It's just that you just have to be responsible, and you have to be quiet after certain periods of time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Harkirat. Carmen, if you can introduce yourself and then talk to us a little bit about the International House Student Council.
Hi everyone, I'm Carmen, and I'm an exchange student from Spain, and I'm here for 2 semesters. So I was part of student council for both of the semesters I stayed here as the event advisor. Student council is a great leadership opportunity that helps you develop really useful skills for your future. It's a way of getting to know the iHouse from more an inside perspective. We listen to resident proposals and their ideas of what they want to do to make their stay at the iHouse better or fun, more so they can enjoy it. Then we also organize different trips to museums. We've been to the art museum and to the tech museum this semester. Then we also have teams for the intramural leagues, for different sports. And we also organize dinners from different countries of the world and different regions that are hosted by different students that they want to show their food from their country.
Thank you, Carmen. Paul, let's go back to you now, please. Tell us about trips planned by International House.
Yeah, so in a typical semester, the fall semester usually starts with a trip to San Francisco, and the spring semester usually starts off with a trip to Carmel or Monterey. But due to COVID, those trips have been postponed for these past semesters. But nonetheless, students at the house still organize their own trips. So residents have recently gone to Lake Tahoe, to Sequoia National Park, explored San Diego, LA, and San Francisco is nearby, so they organized their day trips. One of the bigger trips recently was spring break. A lot of the residents went to Mexico and a few of them went to Hawaii. And so the house offers a lot of opportunities to, one, organize trips, and two, to go on trips. What I've noticed is that people who do go on those trips usually bond with the people that they go with really well. And as majority of the house, like around 3/4 of the house, are international students. So they're here to have the best time of their lives. And even if you're local, like you can discover other places that you've never been to. And yeah, I think that is one of the highlights of living here.
Thank you, Paul. So in addition to activities and events planned by Student Council, as Carmen was describing, there are some other really significant events that are planned by the resident advisors, and Harkirat is going to tell us about those.
Hi, it's me again. So some of the events that is planned by the resident advisors includes internationally inspired pancake breakfast, and this is an event that happens almost every semester. And this event is the most prominent event of the International House, where it involves community around the International House, including alumni from all around the world. And this is just so this event is mostly carried out by residents from the house, and everybody just works together to prepare pancakes that are internationally inspired. So it could be from countries, like the previous one was we had Japanese pancakes called the okonomiyaki, and then the I can't pronounce it, my bad.
Okonomiyaki.
Yeah. And then the pannekaker, which is a Norwegian pancake. So this event basically bonds all the people from the house with the community around us. And then we also have more events, such as this semester, I'm actually coordinating the iHouse lawn games, which happens on campus, which basically was created so that people from the International House get to bond with people on campus, where we play simple lawn games such as cornhole, volleyball on Tower Lawn, which is right opposite the library. And this event basically bonds people on campus with International House people, and it's a good way to network. And it gives a reason for us to network with commuters on campus. And then we also have iQuiz, which is another event that happens, which is a trivia game that involves people on campus and the International House. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Harkirat. Allison, please introduce yourself and talk to people about how we balance academics, academic stress, studying, and all of the social life at the iHouse.
Academic stress is all unique to every individual. In the house, there are people who study in the morning or at night, and there's people who study in the different facilities. We have a study room, which is a bunch of desks. There's whiteboards, chalkboards, books, and other things in there. We also have a computer room. It's very useful to study in because it is like a closed room, and it's one of the only rooms with air conditioning, so it's very nice in the summer to study in there. And a lot of people study in the dining room and socialize at the same time. I personally like to study in my own room in the mornings because I am not very productive in big groups. But yeah, there's everything in the house. Some people study at night, some people study in the morning, some people study alone, and some people study in groups.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Allison. Carmen, can you please talk about what it's like to have a roommate and share a room?
So since I got here at the iHouse, I had 2 roommates, and I thought it would be harder to share a room, but it was actually really fun and really interesting because you get to know your roommate better and their culture and where they come from. The rooms are also pretty big, so you have your own space, even though you're sharing it. You feel like you can have your own things there and have some time alone there too. Then roommates are a really good match based on their interests. And also if you're staying here for more than a semester, you can choose your roommate on the second semester.
Thanks so much, Carmen. So along the line of these spaces where people are living, I'd like to ask Paul if you can speak a little bit about, restroom facilities and all.
Yeah, so the iHouse has 2 floors and each floor has its own bathroom. So my favorite thing about the bathrooms are the cubbies, where you can place your personal stuff without having to go to your room to get them. I think it's really convenient because like you can place your shampoo or toothbrush or toothpaste in there instead of going in and out of your room. We have showers that could accommodate 3 people on the 3rd floor and then 5 people on the 2nd floor. All our toilets are installed with bidets. So I think that's also a neat feature because it's very, it keeps it clean. Yeah, to keep it simple. Yeah, that is the toilet situation at the iHouse.
Along the lines of what Paul was saying regarding the bidets, that's actually something that a lot of international students are really interested in, and it's not as common in the US. So. Let's see, and Matthew, could you speak to us about the cleaning of the restrooms and public spaces?
Yes. So residents are expected to clean up after themselves, generally speaking. So if you make a mess, you clean it up, just like many of you probably do at home. We do have a cleaning service that helps manage our waste and cleaning of things like the restrooms during the week. But on weekends, again, residents are in charge of monitoring that themselves and working together to help create a livable and cleanly environment for themselves. So we are a community here and we take a lot of pride in the fact that we have a lot of freedom, but with that comes a bit of responsibility to make sure we're creating the kind of environment we'd like to have.
That's great. And can you also tell us a little bit about other facilities in the house, Matthew?
Definitely. So beyond our incredible restroom facilities, we do have some other spaces here at the house. So we have a large dining room where students eat, study, and hang out together. We have a backyard patio space, including a grill for students to spend time when we have good weather, which in California is quite often. We have a large TV room with a Nintendo Switch on the ground floor where students play games together, a formal sitting room that includes a piano. Downstairs, we have more community space, including the study room and computer room that Allison mentioned earlier, as well as 2 recreational rooms that include 2 more pianos, a drum set, and billiards tables, so for pool tables, air hockey, table tennis, and foosball, as well as a projector downstairs where students can continue to watch movies and hang out even after quiet hours, as it's in the basement and allows for students to be a bit louder even when it's late at night. Beyond all this, we have sports equipment and musical equipment for students to check out, including 4 acoustic guitars, an electric guitar, and any piece of sports equipment you can imagine. And as Carmen mentioned, class council gives you the option to then expand on what you'd like. And if your semester of students decide there's something missing that would increase your enjoyment, your community has the chance to finance that through activity fees.
Thank you, Matthew. And let's move over to Lola to give you some information about meal plan and meal options for the International House residents.
Yes, so for the meal plan, we actually do have a chef that works here on site Monday through Friday. So we do get meals, three meals served a day here, Monday through Friday. And then on the weekend, when we don't have the chef in the house, we do have swipes because we also have a meal plan. If you do live in the house, you are required to have a meal plan here. So we have a specific amount of swipes that we are able to use whenever we choose to, as well as a specific amount of dining dollars that we are able to utilize and the SU that we have on campus, the Village Market, as well as the Ginger Market. And for the chef specifically, we are able to recommend dishes that we like or dishes that we miss from home. And we also do cater to the needs of our vegetarian residents, our gluten-free, our halal and vegan residents as well. So that is something that we use.
Thank you, Lola. Abraham, as well as our opportunities for students to eat food here that's cooked by the chef or eat on campus, the dining commons and the retail outlets. Tell us about access to the student kitchen in the iHouse.
Yeah, so we have
a student kitchen in the basement of the house that we can access at any point in the day or night. And it's honestly one of the best, like for me, is personally is one of the favorite parts of the house because people usually cook stuff together and it's a very communal experience and you can pretty much make anything. We have an oven, we have stoves, and we have pretty much anything that you would need to cook anything. And one of my favorite experiences here was like during spring break, we for dinner for every day we got together and cooked like different kinds of different dinners from like different parts of the world. And it's just having that option of just wanting to cook something that you would want to is amazing. And on top of that, we also every person gets their own storage space, so people tend to store all the stuff that you would need to cook anything like breakfast cereal or just components of like anything that you would need. But yeah.
Thanks so much, Abraham. Matthew, iHouse is open year-round. Can you tell us about that and about arrival, move-in?
Absolutely. So we do have residents who are here year-round, and we are open during both the winter and summer breaks between semesters. For breaks within semesters, such as Thanksgiving or spring break, we are, of course, also open. During breaks, we do not offer food service in-house, and there are limited options for on-campus dining. So we encourage residents to cook together during those times. But during summer and winter sessions outside of the semester, residents are able to pay and stay in a room for a cost of roughly $25 per night, which is a very good rate for this area. And that allows residents to have affordable housing if they're taking summer courses, winter courses, as well as residents who need more flexibility in terms of coming in early or leaving late at the beginnings and ends of semesters. That's always an option. So we're in constant communication with residents about what their needs are. Anything else you can think of?
Let's see, it is for year-round residents living at International House, it's very inexpensive to live at the iHouse in the summer and winter. And in fact, a lot of our year-round residents work towards a reduction in rent and don't pay any rent during summer and winter. So that's part of the reason it can be less expensive to be living at the International House, as well as convenient. So Allison has lived in the residence halls on campus as well as at the International House, and so we have a trick question for her. Tell us, which is better, iHouse or residence halls? Thank you.
I have lived in both, but I have lived in both, but there are advantages to living in either. I have loved my experience living at the iHouse because of the sense of community and other opportunities the iHouse offers. At iHouse, it's easy not to feel alone. There's always people just hanging out, planning to do something, planning trips. There's always somebody around. All of the highlights previously stated are also a big advantage, like working here, eating here, studying here, and the recreational activities like the Nintendo Switch, the intramural league games. I play on the volleyball team. Also, there's fun projects like coffee night every Tuesday, pancake breakfast once a semester, the newsletter, and student council.
So basically what we're going to tell you is that there is no one answer to that question of which is the better place to live. We really encourage you to learn about International House and to learn about your other options, and you need to make a decision on what's best for you because there are many good options, and we really do hope that you'll consider International House. Another aspect of International House is that we have a significant alumni connection all over the world. And we are connected to people who've lived here since the beginning of the iHouse in the US and all around the world, so that anywhere that I know I travel, I just put out a message and there are people, you know, to meet with me or to host me. And I know that that's true of all of our residents who've lived here in the past. So that we have this active international alumni network, and people are active on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Instagram and on different platforms that are the most current and valid around the world in different countries. And alumni network with each other for traveling, and they network with each other, you know, for jobs. And our current residents are able to network both with alumni, and we're very involved with the Rotary Club of San Jose. In fact, this Thursday we have a mentoring program, and there will be many Rotarians coming to talk about what their career journeys have been, and so that residents can learn from them. We've had official iHouse alumni reunions around the world. We've had a couple in France. We've had one in Bali, Indonesia. We have some here at the International House, the big reunions. At the last one, we had people fly in from over 20 different countries worldwide. And, you know, this semester we have people from 5 continents living at the International House. It's pretty exciting. I think the only one we don't currently have is Africa. No, I'm sorry, we do have Africa. We don't have Australia, and we don't have Antarctica right now.
No penguins, unfortunately.
All right, so another thing I'd like to do at this point, first of all, you know, I know that some people have been putting questions into the Q&A, which is great, and a lot of those have been answered, but I'm going to go through and give a little more information on that again. Let's see, Harkirat, did you provide information on the guest policy? Yes, can you please go ahead and repeat what you were saying about guest policy at iHouse?
Sorry, I think I missed the guest policy, but so far for now, since due to the COVID-19 pandemic, guests aren't really permitted into the house because of safety reasons. So, but before pre-pandemic, we used to have coffee nights and events where we used to get guests involved, and the house used to be just a space where you could bring your friends and you could do projects, and they would just hang out around the common areas while being accompanied by their host. So for now, this semester at least, we are not permitted guests, but next semester or the following semester, the rules might be different. Thank you.
Thank you, Harkirat. All right, and then we had a question about the role that students can take up at International House. Matthew, can you answer that, please?
Yes, so as a reminder, there are many different roles available to students at International House. So Student Council offers positions ranging from president to treasurer to keeper of traditions, event coordinator. So these are all ways to get involved and help shape your community actively here. We also have paid student assistant positions that are available to students. And those range from working as receptionist, kitchen aide, helping us keep things clean in the kitchen downstairs, helping us keep the property in order, working in our office, and eventually many residents become RAs or alternate RAs, network administrators, computer aides. So we have a wide variety of options for students to jump in and get involved depending on what your schedule looks like, what your comfort is. And again, more answers to this can be seen in the Q&A section, but please reach out to us, check with us by email or call our office if you'd like more detailed information.
Thank you, Matthew. And then the next, can we pay for the iHouse semester-wise? And if you want to live off campus for the next semester, can you do so? Yes, you can. That's why we have a 1-semester contract at iHouse. We hope everyone will choose to stay, but we know that it may not be the right fit for one reason or another. So we do give people the option to move out at the end of a semester. And each semester, because we have also a lot of 1-semester exchange students or English language students, we know that they're here just for the semester and they've left. And so then a new group also will come in the next semester, and we'll get some, as some students graduate, then we'll have some new degree seeking students who come into the International House. So yes, there is a lot of flexibility. And then the next question. Are rooms shared between 2 people, and are bathrooms shared between several rooms? So if you look on the iHouse website, for one thing, you're going to be able to see some pictures of the house, but for the most part, almost all of the rooms are shared with 2 people. We have 2 rooms that are very large rooms, and they're triple rooms, and that, believe it or not, is very popular because they're such large rooms. So sometimes we have people, many semesters, saying that they really want the triple because it's so large, but most of the rooms are doubles, are shared. And remember, as I said, when you write essays to live in the iHouse, and you're writing about yourself and telling who you are and what your interests and hobbies are, that's what we use to match roommates. So it's really important to really tell us who you are, and so that I can figure that out and match people from different countries, different continents, with somebody who actually has a lot in common with them in terms of the way they'd want to live. And let's see, then the restrooms. Okay. Paul, can you tell a little bit more about bathrooms and how they're shared? If they're on the whole, for the whole floor.
Yes. So even though there is one shared restroom for the whole floor, each stall is still private. There are basically 2 shower curtains to separate them from each other, and there are also walls that divide them. The stalls also have divisions, and for the sink, they are shared, but there's space between the sinks.
Thanks so much, Paul. I hope that answered the question regarding the restrooms. And even at formal dinner, when everyone is really getting dressed up, and for our end of a semester event, which is really special, then that's probably the only time in the semester when there's a line in the restroom. But everybody's having a good time prepping for that at that time. Then the next question is, can we bring a mini fridge into the room, and how about a microwave? Carmen, can you answer that, please?
So mini fridges are allowed in the room, but microwaves aren't. Anything that heats up food or like water or anything. It's not allowed in the rooms, but you have a microwave in the downstairs in the kitchen, And you also have one at the serving room.
Thank you, Carmen. Then another great question is, I'm from the US, can I live at the iHouse? I'll say, yes, absolutely. It's one of the things we struggle with is that a lot of people, don't really know that international house includes people from all over the world, including the US. So a number of the panelists you're talking, who are speaking with you here today are from the US. And we try and get about 20 to 25% of our residents from the US. A lot of people come into the house because they want to meet Americans or people domestic in the US. And so it's really important for us. And then another question along those lines is, okay, does the contract have to be renewed per semester or per year? So the contract is renewed each semester. You do not need to reapply each semester. Once you're accepted into the iHouse, as long as you are a good resident and you're participating and you're involved, and there are a couple of mandatory activities like our cross-cultural workshops or the orientation. As long as you're participating in all that, then you're welcome to be continuing to stay, and you do not need to reapply, but you do submit a new contract each semester, and that's part of not being locked in for the year. Another question that was asked is there a deadline to apply to the iHouse? No, there is no deadline. We read applications on an ongoing basis. We do not accept people on a first-come, first-served basis. We're really looking for people who really want to live in this environment. We get more applications by far than we have spaces for. And so we're looking for people who want to be here, live in an intercultural environment, but also we're looking for people from lots of different countries and cultures and areas of study, etc. So we accept applications until we fill up, and we don't know when that will happen. People apply at different times. It depends if they are exchange students or undergraduate students or graduate students or international students or domestic students. People are accepted in the university at quite a lot of different times. And so I think that's all the questions I see here. I don't know if anybody has any more questions that they'd like to offer. I know that if you check the chat, Matthew has put some information in there about living at iHouse. The university's put information in about where to find the live transcript, and some of the RAs have introduced themselves. So are there any other questions that you'd like to ask? I don't know if we really have time to show the video here. I know there's a link for it. On the university site, there's a link for the virtual tour. Do y'all think I should try and show that right now? We have about 5 more minutes, and it's like a 6-minute video. But I don't see we have more questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's a good idea. So I can put the link in the chat as well as starting it. And if you have any more questions, please, write to us at the iHouse at sjsu.edu or call us, look at our website, you'll find our phone number and all. And I think Matthew's put that in the chat. And what else would we want to share?
And this video will be shared on the Admitted Spartan page.
Okay. Yeah, Matthew's reminding me that our video will be shared on the Admitted Spartan Day page, and we hope that, you can come back to it or share it with others to come back to it. The other thing is that, for those of you who are interested in International House, you may also be interested in studying abroad at some time during your career at San Jose State. So check out the Study Abroad Fair, which will be their seminar, their webinar on Thursday, April 14th at 5 p.m. Okay. See that there's a couple more questions. Okay. The recording will be posted on the ASD website. And how many rooms are resident per floor and how many floors? So we have 2 floors, and there are approximately 35 residents on each floor. In general, the women are on the 2nd floor and the men are on the 3rd floor, but sometimes we have more applicants of one or the other, and they're put on the other floor. We only have 2 floors, so anyone who...
There's 2 residential floors.
2 residential floors.
And 2 common floors.
Yes, thank you. 2 residential floors. So anyhow, that's generally what the breakdown is. Good.
And then we've already addressed this.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to start playing the video, and then feel free to keep throwing in questions. Abraham, I'm also from India, from the same major. Can I get your contact info if possible? If you could send us some info in the chat or by email, then we can connect Abraham with you. Okay, let's play this tour. Let's see. Tell me if the volume is there. Are you able to hear it? No, because I'm not able to hear it either. Okay. Hey guys, can you help me with the video, with the audio on this, because it is not. Oh, this one here. Maybe not. Nope. Let's see here.
Your screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see the video? No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yes. No, it's not on our website yet. It's on the ASD site. So I would need to go to this. Nope, I'm not able to do it. Okay, well, I'm afraid that I'm going to have difficulty sharing the video with you today. Am I still on this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to have difficulty sharing that with you. So we're going to share the link here, and if you can look for the video on the ASD site, that would be terrific. I really hope that you have enjoyed the webinar today and the opportunity to hear from residents of the International House. If you happen to be in San Jose and you'd like to have a tour, we'd love to give you a tour. If you're coming to campus on April 23rd, we'll be at the resource fair and we will be leading tours to the International House, and we would love to meet you here at the iHouse. Anything else any of you can think of? Yep, we are open year round, so come and visit us anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.